Welcome to TheoTrade. This is Don Kaufman. Here we are on March 9th, 2016. The theme for this evening, do you know where your risk is? Right now, the marketplace is throwing off a number of signs that we're about to make a fairly substantial move in the marketplace. Of course, the question is going to be, which way? Well, we're going to cover that here momentarily. So, why do I see signs of risk coming into the marketplace? And again, there's a number of reasons. One of the primary things that I do not think a lot of traders are looking at or able to interpret would be this VVIX. So yesterday I brought it up in kind of the evening video again on the Theo Night video. I covered the VVIX because I picked up on the move rather early. And all you're looking at here, and I'm going to close up this left side bar here on thinkorswim, all you're looking at is on the left side, the VVIX. On the right side, we got the SPX. And I've actually synced crosshairs. And what that basically means is, you know, here's a 6-month chart, here's a 6-month chart. Whatever I do, okay, is the X and Y axis will move on both of those charts simultaneously. So as I move the mouse, you can of course see my my crosshair moving on both of the charts. Now, first of all, I want to zoom in. The VVIX, again, the volatility of the volatility index. Risk is coming into the VIX. That means the VIX options themselves, again, they're displaying signs of we're about to make either a big move in the market or traders simply put, they're hedging like crazy. The way that the VVIX moves is with activity specifically to the VIX options. Now, you can go in there, you look at the VIX options all day. All it kind of means is the activity that we're talking about is the out-of-the-money calls in the VIX. Somebody's trading them. There's demand for them. It's heavy demand. The VVIX, which is again the volatility of the volatility index, has actually shot from 77 up to 92. It even cracked into the 95 range today. And that just says risk right now in the market is being consumed, meaning that, hey, traders are trying to offload a degree of risk over there, and there's demand for the VIX options themselves. Okay? Very likely it's indicative of a move. But I can go back, and again, I'm not a big market technician here, but I can go back at any period of time and look at the move, again, that we're seeing in the VVIX. I mean, it's a gap-filled wonderland in here, and I can actually zoom out. And again, this is a 6-month chart, and you can see some gaps in the past over here, and I'll zoom in. This is another gap where we actually gapped from like 99 and shot up. But if you look at a similar time frame, I'll zoom in now to the SPX. If you look at a similar time frame, and you kind of have to watch both charts here simultaneously, the market at this point was in the midst of a massive downtrend the last time we saw the VVIX gapping up like this. In fact, okay, if you look back through time, the VVIX, it's very infrequently does the VVIX explode to the upside without the market ultimately selling off. Okay. What is most typical, though, is the VVIX only reacts when we're in the midst of selling pressure. Okay, is this, the big question right now, is this gap to the upside in the VVIX displaying not only is risk imminent to the marketplace, is it displaying it prior to the market possibly selling off over here? Tomorrow morning, okay, bright and early, is the ECB announcement. Okay, Mario Draghi is going to come out. Sometimes I call him Ivan Drago. That's okay. I think it was Rocky IV. Anyway, he's going to come out. Stimulus policy. I caution you from experience in these types of announcements, the first move that we see tomorrow morning may not be the last move. All that simply means, okay, is if we explode to the upside on the S&P futures, don't bite. Means we can actually reverse. I think we're actually going to see some very wild reverse type trading coming in the days. So measure whatever your risk is and whatever product that you have. Do it tonight. Do it bright and early in the morning. Get it done. You need to be right now 100% comfortable. We're about to make a move. Okay, clearly the markets have moved from 1800, all right, up to 2000. Hey, we just made a huge move. Okay, the volatility right now, everywhere I look in this marketplace is screaming signs of everything is consolidated to a point where we're ready to explode. Everything from the S&Ps, which have stayed in an incredibly tight range following some of this upside and downside kind of movement over here. So we've consolidated into an incredibly tight range just in the last 2 weeks of trade here. Haven't made a lot of upward momentum there. Taking a look over specifically at the NASDAQ. All right, if you look at the NASDAQ, it actually is faded. All right, and again, this is, all right, some technical patterns, and this is also, again, coming into an extremely tight range at this point, all wound up. What do we see inside of the bond market? It's the exact same animal inside of the bond market as well. No matter where you look, extremely tight range. We're coiled up. We're ready to roll right now. On top of that, displaying risk, we're getting days where the correlations of the market are starting to break down. And the correlations in the midst of volatility should be rather high. Okay, we're seeing the exact opposite. We're seeing days where Google's up 1.6%. The NASDAQ, okay, has a decent day to the upside over here. Amazon's actually down on the day. Some sectors are up huge, some sectors are down. Correlations have completely broken down. Again, that is a sign. And if you're into correlations and so forth, one of the places you can look, go over here to Index Watch, come down and you'll see the different indices. We've got sectors all over the place. Correlations are actually breaking down. Again, I believe the risk to the marketplace is imminent. We're about to make a pretty substantial move. Okay, clearly I feel that the longer duration move is going to be none other than the downside. Why do I say that? Right now I'm short. What am I short? Net? I'm short 3,700 SPY deltas. Or if you want that in terms of SPX, I'm short 370 SPX deltas. And that's my net position right now in the overall market. I'm collecting decent amounts of premium in essence to sustain that position, but I always like to state kind of where I am. I actually think, again, in the very short term, we see an explosive move to the upside, but again, just more of what we saw yesterday. We're waiting for the catalyst. The catalyst could come tomorrow morning. The ECB, don't be disappointed if not that much happens in the futures right after the ECB. Watch for an explosive up move followed by a down move. That could last as much as 24 hours over there, but again, I think we're going to see risk. It's coming! Get ready for it. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us tonight here at TheoTrade.